I'm gonna wait for people to join and then I'll start the thing. Also, I just did one about Miss Lockhart and Miss Lockhart commented on it. Y'all, that was my teacher. Sorry. Let me tell. I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the ending of the. Oh, somebody's here. Okay. Hi, whoever you are. If you can comment your name because I want to know who you are. But I'm gonna tell you about the story. Okay. This story is called He Knows Your Voice. Hi, Hadley. Okay. The words appeared on the bus window after sunset, written in fog. If you hear him sound like you, do not answer. Caitlin was first to see it. Guys, she said quietly. Janna leaned over. What is it? The words vanished. Then came new ones. Too late. The arrival. The bus dropped off at Freedom Academy camp and drove away without waiting. The forest swallowed the sound of engine almost instantly. 7 students stood alone. Janna, Emma, Hadley, Everett, Tripp, Ella, and Caitlin. Caitlin hugged her backpack. Where's the staff? A man stepped out between the trees. Tall, still, smiling like he practiced it. I'm Mr. Woods, he said, but you may call me listener. Everett frowned. That's not comforting. Hi, Caitlin. The listener eyes flickered to Everett. Comfort is optional. The first night. They all slept in the same cabin. No one actually slept, because the forest listened. Caitlin sat near the window, knees pulled to her chest. I keep hearing footsteps, Janna whispered. Probably animals. Then Caitlin's voice came from outside. Perfect, clear. Janna, can you open the door? Everyone froze. Caitlin didn't move, didn't breathe. That wasn't me, she whispered. The door handle slowly turned. Mr. Woods' voice floated through the trees. She sounds like you, doesn't she? Tripp slammed his head against the door. Go away! Silence. Then quiet laughter. The first taken. By morning, Everett was gone. His shoes are still by the bed. His voice drifted through the trees. I'm okay. I just wandered off. Ella sobbed. That's not him. Mr. Woods appeared behind them, calm as ever. He answered. He said. So I listened. Caitlin backed away. You didn't take him. I never take, the listener replied. I'm invited. The rules. They found carved on the tree trunks, scratched deep and desperate. Do not answer voices. Do not say your name. Silence keeps you alive. You can only copy what you give him. Emma whispered, what happens if he gets everything? Okay, so it won't let you comment. Okay, that's fine. What in the world? The force answered in her voice. Then he never stops. Emma screamed. The sound cut off abruptly. They found her alive, but injured, shaking, and unable to speak. I need to mute this. Her eyes tracked the trees, listening. Caitlin's secret. That night, Caitlin pulled Janna aside. He's been talking to me, she whispered. Janna's heart dropped. You answered? Caitlin shook her head violently. No, but he knows my voice best. I sing, I hum, I talk when I'm nervous. From the woods, Caitlin's singing echoed softly. Ella clapped her hands over her ears. The listener stopped in the firelight. You're beautiful, he told Caitlin. You'd last a long time. Caitlin began to cry. The sacrifice. Hadley stepped forward. If silence keeps us safe, she said, then I'll give you nothing. She turned towards the forest. Didn't speak. Didn't scream. Didn't answer. The listener shrieked, furious, disordered. The trees shook. Hadley vanished. The forest went still. Escape. Janna, Tripp, Ella, Caitlin, and silent Emma ran. Branches grabbed at them. Voices chased them, copied layers over copies. Caitlin, Ella, Janna. They didn't answer, didn't look back. They reached the road at dawn. Police came. Searches were done. Nothing was found. The ending. Emma never spoke again. Ella moved away. Tripp stopped laughing. Caitlin stopped singing. Janna writes all their names every night so she won't forget it. Because sometimes, just before you sleep, Caitlin hears it. Her own voice, singing softly from the trees. She knew that the listener is still out there, waiting for someone to answer. Was that good, guys? Okay. Okay. Like I have to drink stuff all the time. He Knows Your Voice, Part 2. The Woman Who Kept the Rules. The police said Freedom Academy camp was safe. They said fear made children imagine things. They said trauma echoes. Miss Lockhart nodded the whole time. She had been standing behind them as the officer spoke, hands folded, calm, watchful, like she was counting something invisible. Children needed secure after an event like this. Structure after an event like this, she said gently. My job is to help them feel secure again. No one questioned her. They should have. Returning to normal. School resumes 3 weeks later. Emma came back silent, walking stiffly, her eyes always drifting towards corners of rooms. Tripp sat alone. Ella flinched whenever someone whispered her name. Caitlin stopped humming entirely. And Janna remembered everything. Miss Lockhart became their counselor. Her office smelled like paper and lavender. On her walls hung a sign, "Rules keep us safe." I want you to tell me what you heard, Miss Lockhart said kindly. Pen poised. Now what you felt, and what you... not what you felt, just what you heard. Janna's stomach tightened. That's not the same thing. Miss Lockhart smiled. It is to me. The listener wasn't alone. Hold on. It started with Everett's name appearing in attendance records, then Hadley's, then Ella's. Teacher began pausing mid-sentence. Everett? Hadley? The students look around confused. I swear they used to go here, someone whispered. Caitlin clutched Janna's arm. That's how it starts. People remembering wrong. Miss Lockhart overheard. That's called healing, she said softly. Memories reshape themselves when it's dangerous. That night, Caitlin heard singing outside her window. Her own voice. Miss Lockhart's truth. Miss Lockhart didn't fear the listener. She worked with him. Janna realized it during a counseling session when Miss Lockhart leaned closer and whispered, "He listens because he was never taught to speak. I gave him voices, he gave me order." Janna's heart slammed against her ribs. You helped him take them. Miss Lockhart sighed. Children disappear all the time. Someone had to decide who's remembered. The lights flickered. From the hallway came a voice. Janna. Miss Lockhart smiled. See? He's learning. The second taking. Tripp vanished during gym class, of course. 1 second lying his shoe, the next gone. No sound, no panic, just absence. The intercom crackled. Tripp is excused for the rest of the day. Miss Lockhart watched Janna closely. He answered once, she said. That's all it takes. Emma began shaking uncontrollably. She tried to scream. Nothing came out. Miss Lockhart wrote something in her notebook. The final rule. Caitlin found it carved into her desk the next morning. She teaches him who to take. Caitlin ran. She didn't make it too far. Janna found her backpack by the lockers. Inside was a single note written shakily. "If he calls me, don't answer for me." The night Caitlin's singing echoed through the school halls. Sweet, perfect, empty. The end. Years later, Miss Lockhart still works there. Still calm. Still correcting attendance. Still listening. New students arrive every fall. Some of them hear their own voices speak softly when no one else is around. If they answer, Miss Lockhart simply checks a box. Because monsters don't always live in the dark. Sometimes they sit in offices, smiling, teaching rules, and listening. The end! Bye, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.